Uh-oh. The Joran identity.
Wow.
Hello, it's the Jorn Identity. Today I wanted to queue up one that I actually have not heard before. This was a call that Noble Cyborg Savage went out of his way to edit out the commentary that Wine Lover gave for this call. Don't know much about the call itself. Probably has something to do with Lauren lying about lying. But the circumstances around the call is that one of these calls that was being streamed on Wine Lover's channel at the time was done a little bit jumping the gun, considering that the same character she played was still catfishing Lauren at the time, and Lauren, having no supervision up in Maine, the parole office there is dog shit. He's just freely on the internet and found her stream. All of it came tumbling down. That's right about when the catfish broke away from the throuple to just Casey, because they had to. It all fell apart because someone can't keep their damn mouth shut. I am on the I think it's a pretty common opinion between everyone in this community that if Lauren is being catfished, I don't want to know about it. I want it to last as long as possible. And maybe 2, 3, 4 years down the line, when something else breaks it, we'll get a flood of new content. But for whatever he's doing currently, I don't care. So this, I don't know how many of these pre-robot Jamie calls there are, if we've even got to see them all, or if Wine Lover held on to a bunch that never got released, because these weren't released on their own. He had to edit out the commentary, so not quite sure about the circumstances of that, but we're just gonna go ahead and listen to it. Pretty I think this is a pretty small wedge. I don't think Wine Lover being Jamie exclusively lasted very long in this saga. At least not, when she was a character that was aside on Winnie. I'm talking exclusively like in a relationship with Lauren. Back when she said a bunch of bullshit that he hangs on to for the entire robot call, like saga. So let's go ahead and start this up.
Are you there?
Yeah, hang on.
Lauren already sounds like sad for himself.
Hold on now. Can you hear me?
That's a lot better. So, are we gonna go through this every time I mention the name of somebody? What?
So even Wine Lover seems annoyed.
Better pick it up.
No, I did. Mm-hmm. No, we're not gonna go through it every time. We're just need to get used to being able to trust somebody again.
Yeah. Braun is my assistant.
Okay, so there's a man in the picture.
That's what I think.
Could have guessed that one, I guess.
After you got pissy and angry and sent some really shitty thing.
Yeah. I didn't say any bad things.
Yeah, you accused me of slutting around. Yet again.
That's pretty bad, Lauren. It doesn't change, though. It doesn't matter if Jamie is a robot or not. She's gonna get accused of slutting around.
You knew this was coming.
I know, I'm sorry. I know I'm not laughing. I'm sorry, okay?
Good, you should be. I don't like getting offset when I'm tired and sore and I get my phone and I look at it and all I see is...
getting blasted.
Who the fuck is the... It's frustrating. I just want to clean up and I want to get on with my day. And that puts me in a really bad mood.
I understand.
Thank you. I appreciate you understanding.
Okay, that's a little...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I
never actually really listened to how Wine Lover catfished Lauren. There's a lot more of a soft hand here. Mm-hmm. Thank you. What's going on over here?
Sometimes it's hard for me to trust somebody right off the bat like that. And it's...
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh.
But that won't happen anymore.
Good.
promise.
Better not.
It's not quite as hard with you. It's not quite as hard with you.
Why?
What?
You surprised me.
What?
Do I?
You surprised me. You do.
You do.
You're 24 now, right?
On Friday, yeah.
Yes,
You'll be
she's
24
23.
on Friday.
God, what day is it?
Well, somebody 24, you really...
Wait, it's the 9th. It's
If you're
Monday.
grown up, somebody 24. Yeah. For somebody that's 24, you're very grown up. Roscoe, come on.
Oh, he's
Well,
using
that'll be
his,
good.
his child grooming. Oh, you're very mature for your age. Are you kidding? She's a grown woman. You don't need to,
Very mature.
That's what
you don't
happens
need to
when
whip
your
out the
parents
fucking
die.
grooming card.
When
Come
you're
on,
young.
just try to have a normal relationship. Put the pedophile tactics on the back burner.
When your parents die, when you're really young, you have to grow up.
Honey, I'm sorry.
You already knew that. I mean, you would if
No,
you
I
hadn't
didn't.
been drunk that night.
What night was that?
About a year ago.
So, back when I was drinking.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was a year ago? You and I have actually known each other longer than a year.
It was about April. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
So we had
I'd ask you about it, but...
Yeah, I don't want to talk
that's
about it.
sore subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened today?
What do you mean what happened today?
Excuse me.
Oh, the
Did not
amount
mean to do
of
that.
cock
Jeez.
pics you sent me, I'd say you're pretty horny.
Okay, you sent the fucking barrage of cock pics.
Yeah, I counted like 5.
You would have counted about 8 as I seen a couple others.
You took 8
And I
pictures.
thought to leave a couple because they look bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I blew my mind quite a bit today.
Evidently.
Evidently.
Unemployed, sitting around the house, a month out of prison, and all you've got to do is take cock pics and send them to me. What the fuck?
I like you.
I can tell.
You.
So what happened with the job hunt today?
Oh, come on, Jamie, this shit.
I Sharon put in 3 more applications for me.
I can't hear you. What?
Said Sharon put in 3 more applications for me.
Yeah.
And she gave me a phone number that I get a call tomorrow.
Okay.
Today, whatever time it is. Oh, here it's today. There it's yesterday.
Kick.
So
And Sharon put a job in.
Well, after I go RC Moore, we went back to RC Moore and both those places.
Dude, RC Moore, this Ron guy clearly doesn't want to hire you back. Were you drinking? I was drinking. That's all I needed to know. Goodbye.
Yeah, and I thought about it, and that's really good money, but the problem is that I didn't think about it fast enough. It's really good money, but when it's hauling wood, it's a lot of hours.
Isn't that good?
That's good, but...
But I want to spend time with you, honey.
If it's... Oh, what the hell?
What?
Like, I think being a truck driver for Lauren is like the greatest...
One of those bed bites. Bed bugs, I guess.
...job to have, like, his catfish conversations with ever. Because...
So you've got chair bugs.
He's not leaving home like a wife and kid. He's
that thing naked.
completely just as accessible
infestation
to his girlfriends over the road as he is in his trailer doing nothing. So he should embrace a truck driving job with all he has. It's all right, honey. I can talk to you whenever I want.
I don't have a bug. That doesn't sound right.
Neither do I. I mean, they test me like every other week.
Good.
So Do you really think that, I mean, you've been out almost a month.
I'm glad you
Do
don't
you
have an
really
STD,
think they're
baby.
going to call you tomorrow and tell you you've got a job there?
RC Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I just, you already told me that they hired me back.
They did?
So, yeah.
When? I don't remember you telling me that. Or did you tell one of your other friends online?
Oh, got him.
Huh?
Huh?
You didn't tell me that they said they were going to hire you back. Maybe you told somebody else.
They told me that back when I was in jail.
Then why haven't they?
I don't know.
Because you got booked for a drinking charge, and we don't really want
I mean, obviously you
that many
sent
drivers
some
with
sort
drinking
of
charges floating around.
issue, otherwise you wouldn't be applying for other jobs.
Yeah, well, I can't wait forever.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know what you meant there for a second.
I'm sorry.
I do sense an issue. It's taking them too long. That's what my issue is. That's what I sense. But well, I don't know. It's
my goodness, this guy's waffling.
It's difficult to tell because Ron, when I called Ron,
just
when
say.
I first got back, he told me, he said, all right. He said,
I don't know if he legitimately is hanging on to this.
And
doesn't have the self-awareness to figure out that their hesitancy to hire him back is not just like a court like they just don't want him.
The boss that hires, does the hiring.
Okay.
But the next time I talked to him, well, he blew me off a couple times because he was busy.
Okay, so you know he blew you off.
A couple times I talked to him.
So, I guess he says because he's busy, so he doesn't take stock in that.
He actually had his secretary call me back.
Maybe.
And because he was busy again. But she called me back and told me, she said that Ron wanted her to tell me that I need to fill another application out because it had been just long enough so that they need fresh application in.
They're giving him the runaround, Lauren.
Okay.
You're getting run around.
And she said,
did everyone give him the runaround? His job, his girlfriends.
Back so that way I wouldn't panic. So,
is that what they said, or is that what you assume?
That's what Ron said.
Okay.
Ron told her to call me back because he didn't want me to panic.
Yep.
So Ron told the secretary to tell you that? I'm confused.
Yes. Ron told the secretary to tell me that.
Okay.
So then since then I've been calling Ron quite
non-stop.
Often, for the first 2 weeks it was every day.
Sheesh.
Just about every day, except for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because those are training days.
Okay, so just about every other day, I guess.
So
more apt.
Mondays and Tuesdays, I'd call him and get what update I could. And then that was the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
The third week, I just called them on Mondays. So it was, let's see.
We don't need.
He called me back and let me know.
Do we need like the times, dates, and scales and?
Finally, I told him, I said,
just get to the fucking point.
Back or what?
Yeah.
He said, I'm trying to find out what they're gonna do. I can't do anything till they tell me. And then just yesterday was when he told me that he's gonna find out for me today, meaning yesterday. So he found out yesterday, so I'll call him today.
So he found out yesterday, but he's waiting for you to call him tomorrow? Why didn't he just call you today?
Well, because I don't know what time he found out, and I don't know what they said. He knows I'll call him back again.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, he knows. He knows that phone's going to ring.
He's a pretty busy guy there because he's in charge of safety. And he has
and you're bugging the shit out of him.
And You know, a lot of things that have to do with the drivers that are already there, and it's not just like there's 2 drivers there. It's a big company. They've been around for 50 plus years.
So does he know why you went back to prison?
Yeah, he knows everything.
And that's not a concern for the safety driver, the safety officer?
No.
No. No. Alcohol? No.
What?
It's not a deal breaker.
They know that I was trying. They know that I was trying.
Trying what?
They know that I was,
trying?
That I was there at work all the time.
Oh.
And when I drank, the reason I went back in was because I drank.
Yeah.
But I only drank once a week. That was the only time I drank was once a week.
Once a week?
And
I don't know.
The last month, before I got incarcerated, I didn't drink it at all. And I had been going to AA. And they knew that. But it was because of the polygraph. I failed the polygraph, and that's the reason that I got incarcerated.
What?
And it was because of...
I thought it was because you were drinking. I thought you weren't allowed to drink, which is why.
I failed the polygraph, that's why. The polygraph that says I shouldn't be drinking. That's the point of the question.
Lying on a question about drinking for saying, no, I didn't drink.
Okay, relax. Listen, okay? Because of the time that they had caught me drinking, there was like 5 other times that they had called me. 5 or 6 other times.
What?
Jesus.
It was that time with the polygraph. That gave me a point, because they go by a point system.
A point system.
And,
yo,
you get so many
highest
marks,
point score in history.
And you get a point. And
a point or a demerit? I think a point isn't necessarily.
Incarcerate you again.
Like a negative point.
Because I failed the polygraph, that gave me an extra point.
But Lauren, you just told me that you've been drinking every week. So the polygraph was correct in that case.
Huh?
You told me that you'd been drinking every week. So the polygraph caught you out. I don't know.
Yeah, and I had been drinking every week. But the polygraph asked me how many, if I had lied about the amount that I was drinking. And my answer was no. My answer was honest. But the problem with the whole thing was that...
Oh my God.
The guy when you take a polygraph, the guy has
so this is
the thing. And he takes a long time.
This is the title, right? One of his biggest excuses is that this polygraph is...
room. That big window on the way the light was shining in there, hitting my eyes.
The back rooms. Yeah, I guess that would unnerve anyone.
I told the guy my eyes was getting tired. But he still took a long time. Then my eyes started to close, and when my eyes got just closed, he popped out a question, and I answered the question fast. But when he popped out the question, it jumped my heart.
Oh my God! That's how the test works. That's how the test works.
It's a yellow room.
It's meant to shock you.
With that big window and the way the light was shining in there, it was hitting my eyes.
Oh my God.
And I told the guy that my eyes was getting tired.
Yeah, because that's that's one of the excuses you make. Oh, I'm probably gonna fail this because my eyes are getting tired.
Just close. He popped out a question,
dude.
And I answered the question fast.
It's ridiculous.
When he popped out the question, it jumped my heart.
It's the most ridiculous fucking excuse I've ever heard.
About the question.
This is just as bad as the mac and cheese.
It jumped my heart, and that's what made the needle bounce.
You hadn't had a confessed history. To the polygrapher of drinking, then that result just would have been a one-off. It wouldn't have meant anything.
Excuse me.
I'm supposed to tell the truth.
And I am
taking the polygraph.
Unprofessional. My first video back.
Telling the truth. Just see, the question that he asked me was, have you lied about the amount of alcohol that you've been drinking? And I said no.
They don't send you back to prison.
At that time, I weren't lying.
Okay, I mean... Oh, spider. Go away.
Oh. Yes, please go away.
I like spiders. It's a little one. It's a little one.
The jumping spiders are the best. I love jumping spiders.
Oh, yeah.
I love jumping spiders.
They give me goosebumps.
The ones that live in your trailer probably think the same about you.
Got him. That's pretty good.
I don't have spiders in my trailer.
You do,
unkillable.
Sure.
I don't. I have a thing plugged into the wall so it shakes the wires, so it keeps spiders and mice away.
What?
Don't they ask the same questions
cool.
multiple ways in those polygraphs?
Yep. Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was only that one time that it went off, or that it went below the line too much. Then it went above the line to at a 2, which means I tell them the truth. But it went below the line at a 4, which says that I'm not telling the truth. Then he tries to even it out so that if it equals, if it comes right even with the line, then it's obvious you're telling the truth.
What is he talking?
You pass the test.
So I don't quite understand.
We're one above the line at 2.
Why is it Ember?
So if you're
We're one above the line at 2. And
Cut again. Shut up. This is your phone call.
It wound up being a 3, so it was one line below what it was supposed to be.
Maybe this is the commentary that one was talking about.
You could see the polygrapher's screen?
Yeah, when he showed it to me.
Wow, I think you actually might have a case,
he really didn't.
Lauren. I think you actually have a case against the... I think you actually have a case against the polygraphy company, because that's way against protocol. They never ever show the subject the screen of what they're seeing. That would be completely against the point if they could see their body reactions. Yeah. So you may have a case against them.
Why is she like passionately talking about how Lauren has a case here? I don't understand why you're getting so excited.
So what would the webcam mean?
I knew that I started falling asleep. But for me to say that to them, they were just going to tell me that I was denying that I lied.
Well, you are.
Yeah, no shit.
Denying that you lied. Does this mean that you weren't drinking?
Well, I know.
You just told me you had been drinking.
I weren't drinking. No, a month before that I had been drinking.
But
I weren't drinking at the time.
Just say you were drinking.
Well,
you got put in jail for 6 months. Just come out and say, yeah, I was drinking when I shouldn't.
Done for a certain period
I don't
of time,
understand why he hangs on to this lie. You didn't get put back in jail for chatting up another minor, so why are you so desperate? Everyone knows you were drinking like a fucking racehorse, just slurping down troughs and troughs worth of beer.
No, this is a follow-up to the one you had in April where you failed the same sort of questions.
Yeah.
I mean, you say it yourself now. No, I'm not going to drink again. I'm going back in jail. So you know why you went to jail. It doesn't matter. This is a pointless lie.
April to July, they were asking if you'd been drinking in that time period, and just because you hadn't been drinking in July doesn't take away April, May, June. The majority of the time you had been.
Right.
So maybe you think you jolted, but I would say that your body said, yep, 3 out of 4 months I was drinking, so you did tell the truth. Which was a lie. You told the truth by lying.
Well, the amount.
I think I need to pull up the documents because I swear that after the polygrapher, I can't say that word, asked about this question that you say you were jolted awake by, I'm sure that you confessed to him that you had been drinking. So from probation's point of view, it makes you told them the truth through telling what you think was...
Yeah, you didn't get thrown in jail because you failed the polygraph. You failed the polygraph and then confessed to lie, and then they threw you in jail.
That's why I was mad.
Yeah, you're
not going to get thrown in jail because you lied. You're thrown in jail because of the fact you were drinking.
I was telling them the truth about the amount that I was drinking too. That's why I know that when he popped the question out and it jolted me awake, I know it was reacting to my heartbeat.
Yeah, because you knew you knew that. You were answering no when your body was telling you itself that yes, it should be yes.
It's not a problem of what the polygraph says. It's what the truth is. The polygraph is just meant to bring out the truth. Whether the truth was a lie, like whether your answer is a lie or not.
He asked if I lied about the amount that I was drinking.
God, dude, I can't.
I said, no, I didn't lie.
And they're like, okay, cool.
And I didn't lie about that answer.
You
Back
were
to
still
jail.
drinking when you shouldn't have been. I know. I read your documents.
Well, yeah,
You
I
weren't
know.
supposed to be drinking at all.
There you go.
That
Boom.
was after
It's
your test.
end of
I know.
conversation.
You were put on a no drinking. No drinking allowed at all. You signed the paper.
I know, baby.
Baby.
But what I'm saying is that they asked me if I lied about the amount that I was drinking.
It doesn't.
That's what I'm saying is I did not lie about the.
It doesn't matter if you lied or not. The truth is that you were drinking.
I mean,
They
I
can't just
literally.
So
put
you
back
told the
in
truth
prison
and they put you in
because of
prison.
One question. You're not supposed to drink at all. It doesn't matter if the question. It doesn't matter, so to speak.
Yeah.
What the actual question is. You're not supposed to be drinking. You know that. It's like now. If
Well, yeah, I know. Now if what?
I think you're too focused on this, on that particular point. You were drunk every weekend, from what Winnie told me. And you weren't supposed to be. She said, oh, he's always talking about how I could be recording because he's drunk. Stupid asshole. I mean, say that you would
Nice Winnie
always get so
voice.
scared.
That's one of the things about you that I don't worry about, like I did with everybody else.
A bolt.
I don't worry about being recorded. So much better for me with you, because everybody else I was constantly worried being recorded and put online.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. You've never once asked me if I was doing that. But I think you're missing the point of what I was trying to say, which is that you were drinking every weekend, and you were drinking, and the proof that you were is that you were always talking to Winnie about, you better not be recording me. 8 to 10 beers or whatever it was. I don't have the document in front of me. I can't. Called the probation office, so you had 2 guys come to your trailer at 9 o'clock at night. I mean, that was eye-opening.
Okay, let me explain about that woman.
Why is he stuck?
Sure.
on-
That woman was Nikki.
Jesus, my
Okay.
ears.
Nikki wasn't scared. Nikki wasn't scared. Nikki.
Okay,
Yeah,
it
Nikki
seems like we got
planned all
a
that
time
shit out.
jump here. Is he talking about Nikki, the woman
Nikki
he
did all that
stalked?
shit on purpose. Nikki was a bitch.
Okay, yes, he is.
That was when I had. She was the first one that I had tried to have any type of relationship with since I had been out.
Good idea.
Yeah.
And she was not a woman that I would normally go for.
Yeah.
I had gone bankrupt because of Nikki.
Gone
Trying to help
bankrupt.
Nikki out.
Way too
Lauren,
far.
they-
Because Nikki was fucking. She had lost her kids, and she had fucking getting evicted from her trailer, and she was renting and everything.
So why were you interested in her then?
I'd
If she
help
was
her-
that
I
kind of
tried to help her
woman.
get her. Because my head wasn't fucking screwed on
Of
right
course.
at the time.
Of
My
course.
head wasn't screwed
I
on.
was
That's
all
how.
messed up at the time.
Of course.
I mean, I had just gotten out of. I hadn't even been out of prison for a year yet. That was when Nikki happened.
Lauren, how much money did you give her?
Oh Christ! I spent.
Christ.
Oh,
Hi.
I probably spent $3,000 or $4,000 on Nikki.
Nobody goes bankrupt from $3,000 or
Trying to help her.
$4,000. It doesn't happen.
You do when you don't. You do when you don't have money and you lose your truck.
You lost your truck at that same time?
A lot of other things happen. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I had I think it was the second year I was out. Yeah, it was the second
Oh.
year that I was out because I had already been working for Clark's Milk for over a year. Yeah, I helped Nikki get into an apartment. I bought her dishes. I bought her
Dishes. $3,000 worth of
Water.
dishes.
kids Christmas presents. I tried hard to help Nikki, so Nikki could get back on her feet and get her kids back.
Dude,
She wound up getting her kids back. She did care about her kids.
you can't buy
that
love,
was one
Lauren.
thing that I knew.
You can't do it.
And she stopped doing drugs.
She should.
So at least one good thing came out of it.
I mean, did you meet those kids?
I saw 2 of them. I didn't meet them because
Couldn't.
I told her that I didn't, because of my charge. I didn't want to be around them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I saw 2 of them, but it was from a distance because I dropped her off at her.
Still too close. I'm gonna say.
Party.
Okay.
At the foster.
Shouldn't be dealing with these single mothers.
Brought her over there. She could be there for his birthday party. And they both come running out.
Rural.
So, Lauren, I guess I kind of want to know, I don't know if you read that document, but why was she in your phone under Mom N? If you weren't trying to hide her name.
Oh, I was.
Because I had told probation that I would stop having anything to do with.
So yes, you tried.
So you were breaking probation by hiding her name in your phone?
Yeah.
The document also said that you had left.
We got an honest answer out of this
profane
guy.
and accusatory messages. But if you knew that she was just playing a game with you, why would you do that?
Because the whole time I didn't know the whole time until she started ditching my calls.
Ditching my calls. How do you ditch a call?
The document also said that
her phone was under my name too.
What?
Wow.
Oh, you paid for her phone.
I wouldn't have done that.
I had helped her. Yeah, well, at the time my head wasn't quite screwed on right.
Why didn't they want you to have a relationship? Why did you have to tell them that you weren't talking to her? There must have been some reason.
There was, because I told them that I'd stop talking to her. That I'd stop having anything to do with her.
So therefore they enacted a rule that you said that you weren't going to talk to somebody, so they said, okay, it's now a rule?
No, they don't use it as a rule. They just take you at your word that they come back at you and tell you that you told us you weren't going to talk to her. They do that to see your behavior on if you talk to her, or if you don't talk to her.
I guess I'm just trying to understand, why would two probation officers come to your trailer to enforce something that they don't need to enforce?
Because they wanted me to stop talking to Nikki. I told them everything about Nikki. Everything I just told you, I told them.
I don't understand that. They wouldn't put in the time and expense just to come to your trailer at 9 o'clock at night from Bangor to tell you, hey, you said that you weren't going to talk to this person, so we're going to enforce it. That's the government. They don't like spending money unless they have to.
They didn't make a special trip.
At 9 o'clock at night?
They were doing their rounds.
At 9 o'clock at night,
really? They were doing their rounds. So the story about... It's a big area that they have to cover.
So the story about how you were scared that she had been in a car accident and that's why you'd called her so many times, that was a lie from them?
No, that wasn't a lie from them.
So this woman treated you like shit?
That's when. Yeah, that's when you're talking about 58 times, or however many times it was. Because she normally would have answered the phone and called me back. I thought something was wrong. I thought she had been in an accident or something, because I had been listening to the news. And there was something about a black car getting in an accident, and I can't remember where it was, Bar Harbor or Ellsworth, somewhere like around there. But I knew that she had, where she was, that she had gone somewhere with someone in a black car. She had told me about a friend of hers having a black car, and they were the ones that took her to wherever it was she was going.
I don't know. That's one of those things that's like oddly specific.
Bar Harbor or somewhere.
So you're worried about her kids then?
Why would I?
Yeah.
If I'm I'm going with my friend Gravy Train somewhere.
Well, if her kids, if she was hurt, then her kids would be hurt.
A freaking gray Titan.
You've
like boom.
always said you care about
who
kids.
cares? Why is that like a thing? The only thing I would think of is like, maybe this guy's kind of sketchy. I'm gonna let people know just in case I
Did
get
probation
murdered.
know she
But
had
if it's like a
kids?
friend, I usually don't tell other friends what my friends are driving unless we're meeting up
How
or
old
something.
were they? Do
Like,
you
I'll
remember?
look for this kind of car.
But then
Such a
they know
weird
that she's
detail. He
her
just
kids were in
adds
foster
to
care.
add validity
At
to
least
his
I think
false
they do.
story.
I think at some point, they knew because I told them.
Is that why they said that? Is that why they agreed with your assertion that you didn't want to talk to her anymore because she had kids?
Yeah, I had started getting growing feelings for Nikki.
That wasn't
So I had spent so much time with her.
Okay.
so. But I don't understand. Did they know she had kids or not?
So that made it more difficult
What?
for me to get away from her too.
Get it?
Because
What?
she had kids?
No. No, say,
Or because
Lauren,
you had feelings for her? This
wake
woman
up, dude.
who-
You gotta say, no. Just because I like Nikki. Not because of her
Even a couple
kids.
months after that,
He didn't even...
her and I had talked on the phone.
Is he paying attention? That's something that, as a pedophile, you should emphatically deny.
This time it was a little
No,
bit
it had nothing to do with the
so
kids.
strong. But she had moved to Waterville, and I had taken her out to Burger King, but I didn't pay for it. She asked me if I wanted to go out to eat. I said sure. So I took her out to Burger King, and we got up to the window, and
Nope.
we ate in the truck. But we got up to the window, and they gave me the price of what it was, and I held my hand out to Nikki, give me the money. So
What?
she had to give me the money for her food. And I paid them.
What? I don't understand what...
She expected me to pay for the whole thing.
You didn't answer my question. And that's an answer in itself.
I had also taken Nikki to out to get jobs and to apply for jobs and stuff.
Jobs.
So I took her probably 15 different
Agrees.
places.
Does
She wound up
somebody,
getting a job at Walmart. At Walmart in Waterville. She wound up working there one day.
I remember this one.
It was a sad time.
Winnie told me something about her, like 2 years ago.
find out why.
Lauren?
Honey, you're awful quiet.
Lauren?
Hello? Amy?
Yeah, man.
Hello?
Hello?
Honey?
Hello, Lauren?
Can you
At the
hear
tone,
me?
please record. You finished recording a hang.
Okay, so what Winnie said was right. You have a really shitty service because I've called you like 5 times. This is the only time I've been able to get to now.
I'm cutting out, yeah.
I'll try calling you back soon. So, did you fall asleep or... I'll try one more time, and then
Damn, Lauren's phone died. He's probably freaking out. No.
Hello?
Hi.
What happened?
It's the area.
Yeah?
It's going to be in front of the table. I can hear you.
Yeah, I was talking to you, and you didn't answer.
Your name. Oh. You tried to call. The thing to you.
This phone call is not going
I
too
thought you
well.
were ignoring my question. You're starting to get pissed off.
Don't ever think of that.
Oh.
Don't ever think that. I never.
Quite a small area. Got up. Usually when it's about back at
Jesus.
table. And music label. But I've got to find
Okay.
It can.
Well,
what?
you couldn't because you couldn't hear it, but I wanted to know,
Question from-
did probation know that Nikki had kids?
Yeah.
That was a...
Was that an issue for them?
No.
it wasn't
They know I wouldn't hurt kids. Bitch, that's the whole reason why you're a probation.
Yeah.
charged.
Okay, so they knew about the kids. So it can't have been the kids with a reason they didn't want you talking.
No, they didn't want you talking to her because she said, I don't want to talk to him anymore. And they're like, Lauren.
An order against you?
Yes, that's the reason. No, I don't know why she would do that.
Was it because she had filed a complaint about you?
The biggest part of it.
What?
They were looking at.
What? Okay, I'm not getting any information from this guy. It's just a choppy mess.
Because of the way she lost her kids.
Huh? Well,
Wow.
she had custody battles?
How did she lose her kids?
Drugs?
She didn't outright tell me the exact reason.
Really?
She said that it was something that, yeah. She said that it was something to do with the. That lady lost her kids.
That lady.
So cops came and took Nikki's kids away from her because of that.
What?
But I don't, she didn't, there was a lot of things she didn't tell me the truth about that I didn't realize till later. But when I had helped Nikki move out of her trailer that she was living in, I didn't put two and two together at the time because my head just wasn't there and I wasn't paying attention to a lot of
I just
stuff
wouldn't know.
in my head, but I didn't bother asking her. Well, actually, no, one thing I did ask her about was why the straws were there and all that. She blamed it on her roommate. But her trailer that she lived in was just disgusting. She blamed that on.
Oh, come on. Don't talk about the state of other people's trailers, dude. You can't be serious.
I was just getting out of prison. I was
Desperate?
I don't even need to elaborate. Just
yes. Mom and I sharing. When I got back,
don't do
Mom
it.
and I sharing
It's the exact same thing he does when he talks about other people drinking, right? He's got no ground. He's got to go underneath his own foundation and jack it up. Because it's just not steady.
Ready to get recognized. They took me over to Walmart.
Drink me.
That was the first time that I went out. I was nervous. Went into Walmart. So I saw Tony and Wendy since I had been back. Probably a week later, after I had already gotten out. So otherwise I stayed right there in the house, taking care of Uncle Ron.
Uncle Ron? Dude, this guy, he stream sniped Uncle Ron's death to take his trailer.
At Walmart?
It's crazy. One of the smartest things, I mean, at the expense of,
I thought you just
his
said
whole
they
family.
were at Walmart too.
Fucking weaseled his way into that trailer.
I got a surprise.
Dementor. Use someone to look after him. I bet Lauren sped up the process in some way. Maybe not directly. Maybe directly. Who knows?
Come to see you.
They didn't come to see me. They had a long things off there. I had talked to them. Yeah. If I had seen them.
I need to like refresh myself on the exact timeline of that, because it's obviously just coincidental and circumstantial, but I've seen like dementia patients just fucking last, man. They'll hang on. They're not going anywhere. Tell me Lauren steps into this guy's and lives with him, and then like he dies shortly after. I don't know. A little suspicious.
She told me Wendy made me feel better because they had people go over and see them all the time. They were always asking about me. It just made me feel better seeing my friends. I don't know if it makes any sense. It really doesn't make any sense to me now. But
What do you mean? You don't know if it makes sense? You feel better because you see your friends? That makes total sense. How would that not make sense? Oh, okay. Well, that one ended pretty abruptly. I wanted to mainly play this call because it was another unique look into the whole saga that I haven't done on this channel yet, right? This was a very small slice where it was Wine Lover as Jamie, right? Jamie without the robot voice. A lot more of a sympathetic version of Jamie than what the robot turns into. Maybe some oxygen issues in the brain at the hospital when she got COVID in the lungs caused her mood to sour a bit towards her, her future husband, her main country boy in Maine. So we can only wonder what happened there, how Jamie turned so sour. Maybe it was just all the abuse, right? That's what Jamie would tell you, but Lauren would tell you otherwise. That's gonna do it for me on this episode. Still gonna try and look for more unique segments before I start settling back into other characters. I'm also thinking of doing an actual Predator outside of Lorne breakdown. I do have an idea of who that wants to be. I don't know exactly how in depth I want to make that video. It's not going to be me just building Legos in the background. It's going to be an actual a bit more effort into it. So we'll see. Who knows when that's going to come out. This call, I honestly, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't really like this call that much. There wasn't a lot of emotion. I mean, it was just pretty straightforward. And I do think that there is some valuable trying to get stuff out of Lorne without necessarily pissing him off or making him cry, right? This was interesting because he's lying about stuff he doesn't need to lie about. I mean, everyone knows he went to jail because he was drinking. How do you go to jail for drinking if you're not supposed to drink, right? It doesn't matter about the quantity. It doesn't matter about the like how often. If he's not supposed to drink, if the police tell you you're not supposed to drink and we're watching you and you drink, you're going to go to jail, right? There's no other explanation for that. It has nothing to do with a polygraph, nothing to do with a stupid yellow room, right? So whatever this moron, I don't know why he thinks he's got to lie about stuff like this. No one, I guess it's an ego thing, right? Everyone's against him, so it couldn't be just a straightforward answer. So he's got to come up with all these different obstacles to dive through as to why everyone's treating him so poorly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking I probably should put a bit more of my thoughts into these videos after the fact, just to give him more of a perspective, right? Instead of me just laughing at, Lauren crying. So that's my 2 cents of this call. Look forward to the next ones. If you watch, thanks. I'll give this call 2 yahas. I feel like, even though I do appreciate what it is, right? Just getting Lorne in a normal, non-combative stance, and he still feels the need to just lie about crap. I do like it, but obviously it's not as flashy as some of the greats. So, yaha! All right, that was once again the Jordan Identity. I'm out.